Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 65 of Europa Universalis IV as Great Britain, and we are currently in this war with Scandinavia. I just want to try and take a couple of their cheaper provinces from them. It's no big deal really. They do have quite a big army that keeps splodging around, which gets on my nerves quite a lot, but there's not an awful lot that I can do about it. I keep making them attack me in the mountains. They keep doing the same thing every single time, which has really been helping things out, so I don't mind that too much, but unfortunately I am losing quite a few men in these battles, which I'd prefer not to be doing. Let's just have a quick look at Scandinavia's military power at the moment and see what they actually have. They are down to 22,000 men. They only have 20,000 manpower in the bank. So we might be okay for a little while. We just need this fort to hurry up and fall. We are going to group all of these guys together. We are going to select the army. I think it's time we did another consolidate. We are then going to split the stack. Leave 20 cannons behind, because that's what we need for the full siege. We're going to take all the infantry away and half of the... Sorry, all the cavalry away and half of the infantry. Move this guy out. When he gets home, we're going to give him the 5 maneuver leader. In the meantime, I think we might actually need to get some more men over. I'm going to go ahead and create myself a... Well, I call this a 16 stack. It might be time now to get a slightly better template. So let's go ahead and make ourselves another template. So let's say we want to go for 14 infantry. That puts us up to 10, 24. The front line's a little bit too big. That would be slightly better. It's a bit cannon heavy maybe, but we'd certainly do more damage to them. The front line is going to be 16 wide, which is more than enough to cover the cannons, so I guess that is actually fine. Obviously we need to make sure that we max that out as well. And we'll just call it 24, because why not? So we want to build that template there. We'll put us over the force limit, only slightly. And I'm sure we'll probably consolidate it again before that happens. Looks like Riga have actually managed to get some units up here now, which is a little bit problematic. I'm going to go ahead and... well, we need to really watch out now. Yeah, we are going to be slightly over our limit. Riga might just try the same thing that they've done before. We're going to group up here. We're going to make sure that you guys have the 5 maneuver leader. And they're doing exactly what I expected them to. They are going to arrive on the 18th of November. We can arrive on the 31st of October. So we can afford to wait a few days and see if they get locked in. In fact, I need to stop my manoeuvre or that's not going to work. We will arrive on the 6th of November. They're on the 18th, so we can still wait 12 more days. th of October. They probably won't stop their manoeuvre now, even though they're not locked in. They'll probably still come in and attack us in the mountains. Now, I could try and detach a minimal siege here and break off this siege to defend this fight. I've got the feeling, though, if I attempt that we'll suddenly see Scandinavia turn up and jump on what's left of that army. Unfortunately, this army up here is a little bit slow. I'm almost tempted to start bringing this army up, but I don't think it's really worth it. We will see what happens. We are defending in the mountains. They do have a 3-2 general versus my 2-1, which is a little bit annoying. Of course, they do have a river crossing penalty, and they have the terrain penalty. They are rolling slightly better. I'm not too sure why this thing keeps suddenly changing up here. We've actually won this siege, finally. So these guys can now actually pile in and really make sure that we win this battle, although I think we will win it anyway. Yeah, we've won that battle. These guys I'm not going to commit. I'm just going to go down here and take the other province that we have. In fact, no, we're not. We're just going to sit in here and wait for Scandinavia's army to come in and hopefully get itself killed. Where are you going to try and head to? You're going down to there. Well, I guess these guys can go up there. So where are they heading to? What is their plan? You're just going to move backwards and forwards between a few provinces. I'm fine with that. Do have some positive war score now. Another colony has become self-sustaining. That's one of the ones down in Australia. Fantastic. So let's move you up here and we will grab that one. Cool. And that one should already have a colonist on its way. Not that we're gaining much of this, of course. One thing I'm not too sure about is, do colonial nations count towards your own development? Because the provinces that you have obviously count towards your development, but then if you get 5 provinces in a colonial nation, then those provinces suddenly become a colonial nation. Do they still count towards? And I think they probably do. We're very, very close to becoming an empire, which will be really, really good. And if we can grab some of this stuff up here, it'll really help us out. They do have quite a sizable army that appears to be moving around, and it looks like they're going to be trying to do the same crap that they always try and do, and come in for the attack up here. We'll certainly see where they are thinking about heading, and then we will jump on them. In fact, they are planning to head into the mountains here with the look of things. They'll arrive on the 20th of January, which is tomorrow. Can't do anything about that. Now, where are they going to go from there? One would assume they're going to try and come in on... In fact, they're going to go into this place. And they're going to arrive on the 19th of February. If we go down here, we can get there on the 6th of February. So we can actually head them off. So let's try and defeat their army again. We'll wait until they're locked in, and then we'll send the rest of the army in. Okay, they're locked, so we'll send the other army. And then hopefully what we want to try and do is just siege out a couple more of the provinces just to get some more war score. I mean, you get more for taking forts than anything else. We might be able to grab what we want. But if we can decimate their army, it'll certainly help. So they did bring in the river crossing penalty and the terrain penalty. We haven't been able to reinforce yet. They're getting some very good rolls against us, which is quite annoying. We've actually rolled a 9. There we go. They now lose the river crossing penalty because we've just brought more troops in over a river. We get another crap roll. They don't have many cannons, luckily, which means they should technically be losing way more men than I am. We do have slightly better base morale, but they do have slightly better tactics and discipline. So if we just take a quick look there... we lost 8,000 infantry, they lost 7,000. They lost hardly any cannons. Yeah, we actually ended up losing more, which is not ideal. So let's go ahead and we'll group this up here. We'll do a quick consolidate. We're going to go and literally, because we've hardly got anything here, we'll just take cannons. You can go and siege that out. We can go ahead and take another cannon. You can go ahead and siege that out. And then the rest of the army, I think, will come down here and take this. Where is the other army? We want the big one. Now, which general do you currently have? You have the not-so-great general. We'll try and get you down here anyway. I'm a little worried about this Rigger army. I don't suppose there's even a chance that we can piece Rigger out. Could we just take the provinces that we want? I mean, we want this province, we want this province, and we want this province. And they wouldn't be willing to give them to us. Negative 25 reasons. Well, we can hold out a little bit longer. Start getting some more units over here. We have that 24 stack, so let's get these guys over. And that'll certainly help things out. Let me unpause the game. And we will grab a couple of more of these provinces. I mean, they're not worth a lot, but there's another one up there we could siege. It has another fort. It's a shame they don't go all the way past there, but... Peasants, if you want to come and fight me, be my guest, mate. Bring it on, filthy peasants. Are you going to come all the way? You are going to come all the way in and attack me, aren't you? That's ballsy. I'm being attacked by peasants across the river. Yeah, GG. Okay, let's go back up here and see what's going on. Request for military access from Portugal. Sure, why not? What's going on else up here? Wow. Looks like the Livonian Order's trying to blob out there. Ottomans are still around. Okay. Well, let's keep going. We definitely want to try and take this province because it is one of the ones that we have a claim on. We've got that one. This has a fort, so being there doesn't really help. We could do with trying to siege that out if we can. Now, there's no fort adjacent to this one. Now, they are bringing their army back. So, let us leave behind, like, a cannon. And the rest of you, we're going to march north. Won that fight against peasants. What a surprise. And this army has arrived, and because you're in friendly territory, you can get that leader. We can also start converting some of these other provinces. I think we've got some that are a bit quicker. Not greatly. So we've already got 64 church power again already. Doesn't take long to get church power at all. Right, what are you thinking about doing? You're going to stay in here. And I think you're going to stay... No, you've already sort of committed now, haven't you? Yeah, he's going to try and move in here. You absolute git. Well, you can move in. Unfortunately, we're going to lose that cannon. Nothing I can do about that now. He's going to arrive there on the 15th. We did actually get the occupation, though, which is fantastic. Now I'm going to be the attacker, which is a little bit unfortunate. But it's only grasslands. We will get a river crossing. So we do go in with a river crossing. We've got slightly higher base morale. We've still got less tactics and discipline. And we're getting crap rolls because EU4. There we go. We have managed to reinforce. We've got cannons in the front row. Our front row is falling apart. Had a slightly better roll there. Come on, guys. Reorganise yourself. Fill those gaps in. And that is another battle won. Is it worth trying to siege anything out? Will you guys actually just give up yet? Medium war enthusiasm. Negative 16 reasons. What we could do is we could split these heavies and move half of the heavies around here and blockade Stockholm. What that would do, and it is a little bit risky because they do have, well, that's only 8 heavies and 25 lights, but if we blockade Stockholm, we should get some more war score from that. And because it's a coastal fort, it should give us give them more war exhaustion, reduce their enthusiasm. Can I just reach them? Do you know what? I'm just going to go and try and stack wipe them. I mean, I'm not going to be able to stack wipe them, but I'm just going to... Oh, wow. We can actually now block them and stop them from coming back over here. And we can just go and sit on Stockholm and siege it out. What we need to do for that, though, is actually move into this sea zone. And then they won't actually be able to cross back over. Well, they can come all the way around here, of course. So, that's the thing. Oh, France is over there. France is actually over here. See, how did you get there, France? I'm actually impressed. France has gone all the way over here, and France are dealing with rigour. So we'll just start sieging out Stockholm. You guys can go around and grab anything that isn't next to an active fort, because it'll just be free war score. Right, they have engaged up there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave a couple of heavies behind, and then I'm going to take the rest of them and go and help out. The reason I'm leaving a couple behind is you only need one ship just to blockade the strait. Now, what have they got there? They've actually got some heavies. They might come out. Lubeck guys, I want you to sit in there and just go and help protect the those 2 heavies. Now we might end up losing some ships here. We actually won and we've forced them to dock. So we are going to sit our ships up here. Actually, we didn't lose any, which is really good. So now we're just going to sit and siege out their capital. France are still loading up units. No, France are actually landing down here now. Good on you, France. You're actually being useful. What we can do now is we can grab that old... actually, there's a button for this, isn't there? Sure, there used to be a detached obsolete button. Detach obsolete. There we go. And then somewhere in there, there'll be that one early frigate, which we can get rid of. Sorted. So, we don't need both of you there. Oh, there's a random unit coming in, I've just noticed. So, let's just split that in half. Cavalry with a leader versus 2 cannons. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Oh no, you're just going to sit there. Okay, that's fine. Well, I'll take the free kill. Oh, I'm so glad France are helping out. I know very often it's hard to get your vassals and your colonial nations to actually do anything useful, but that's really good of France. We've gained control of that province. Does that have a border? Not sure it does. You can go over there. There's no point grabbing this one or this one because they're adjacent to this place, which does have a fort, which we wouldn't be able to grab. That remaining one, you can come over here. You're locked in. You'll just wipe that cavalry out really easily. Oh, I've paused it again. Keep doing that. It's just force a habit. Might as well grab this one while we're sitting in it. They did try and move some ships out, but then France came along with 11 heavies and went, no, 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 not happening. Which is good. You've got another unit down there. Which is fine, because you're going to get splattered by these guys as soon as we've finished that siege there. And in fact, what we might do is we might split this up and take half north and half south and just kill both of those 1-stacks. Shouldn't be too long. We should be able to peace out really quickly because I think we can take everything that we want. So, half of you are going to go north, half of you are going to go south. Have to go a really derpy way to get there. Right, can we get the peace deal that we want? Low war enthusiasm. Yes, they would be willing to give us those provinces. Could we get this one? We have a claim on it, I think. Sure we have. Yeah, no, something's costing us Diplo. That one, we didn't get the claim on it. So we could take that. What about war reps? You wouldn't give us war reps. -6 reasons. Let's carry on for a little bit longer, just enough to get war reparations. We'll take if we take their capital, we're almost guaranteed to get war reps. So not a lot of point in taking other provinces, really. So we'll just go for the capital. Truce is ending. We can grab this province, of course. Kill that unit. They're blockaded. Don't have 20 cannons here. As soon as we've grabbed this one, we can also go and grab that. So as soon as we've grabbed this one, we'll... Oh, shipbuilding time's increased. We'll move you over to here. We'll get some extra sort of siege progress, hopefully. And then we'll be able to finish the war before the video, which means when I start recording for the next week videos, hopefully I won't be in the middle of a war that I'm not sure what's happening, which often tends to happen with this game. I start a war and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm in a war. Why am I in a war? What was I in a war for? We will definitely change our church power focus back. Just imagine if we hadn't picked up that discipline. Why have those guys got so much discipline? I definitely think we're going to... Oh, price of spices drops. We're pretty much definitely going to have to take a military tech at this rate. We really just have to do it. CBs and stuff. What idea groups do I have at the moment? I know I only have one military idea, which is quantity. I might have to go for defensive or something. Defensive is really nice because you get the... morale of armies plus 15%. Also extra land leader maneuver, land maintenance modifier, reinforced speed. I mean, shock and fire is nice, but siege ability. The discipline is really nice from offensive ideas, but you have to get so far down the tree to get it. We will see. See what happens when we get that far. We can't actually pick our next policy yet. I know we're around about at the 20-minute mark, but we're at 7% on this, and it's probably going to fall. And I'd kind of like this to finish. And then we can sort of sort out some armies, leave some people behind up here to deal with any rebellions and such, and ship everybody else back to the mainland. The good thing is now we don't really need to protect Great Britain itself, because nothing ever really lands here. We do have naval superiority, which is really good for us. France is at 78%. It's very, very close to being integrated. So that is going to be a thing. Got you sieging down here. If I move out of here, of course, we're going to lose this siege. We could go and siege that, but there's really no point in doing it. Let's just move half of... You can't even move there, can you? Just stay there, then. These guys will hopefully be finished soon enough. I mean, the walls are breached. We could assault, but the problem is they do have a 6,000 strong garrison. So that's not going to be very good. Let's just quickly go up to speed 3. I don't think we are in any danger of being attacked by anything. Did France manage to siege anything? Well, yeah, France have obviously sieged this and they've turned it over to me, which is quite nice. What about down here? Have the Hansa been sieged out? Are they willing to go from the war? Riga probably are. In fact, they will give us the peace deal that we want now, including the war reparations. How greedy do we want to be? How much money could that? We can take all of their money. Send demands. Job done. So let's just do a quick bit of housekeeping. These guys should be patrolling the Lubeck node. So send them back to Lubeck. We have heavies up here. You're going to go down to Wessex along with the other 2 heavies that are here. You're going to go down to Wessex as well. And then these transport... See, this is the thing of that auto-transport. They never actually land. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take all of our military. I think we'll keep that fort on. I think it'll be very useful. We've got another self-sustaining colony, which is this one down here. Did I add all of these to the trade company? Let's add that one. And I think I will leave some forces down here just in case we decide to go to war with Brunei, or in case Brunei decides to go to war with us. It could happen. It would be nice if we could grab some of these little islands down here. Some of them have quite a few natives, which is potentially problematic. These ones don't, though. Let's just go and send someone down there. We should be okay. Doubt those natives will fire. We can upgrade our government rank. Fantastic. We'll do that. That's a perfect video to do it on. Let's just go ahead and do some coring. Some of those are actually quite expensive, but we have the prestige. We're going to go ahead and we are going to pop the button upgrade government rank. Our government rank is a kingdom. Click to upgrade your government rank to the empire rank. You will gain 25 prestige. The 3 government ranks are Duchy, Kingdom and Empire, but basically we now can change our national focus more often. So now the national focus doesn't tell me how often I can do it there, but we can do it a lot more often. We're still on admin focus, which yeah, it's probably not bad staying on that. But fantastic, we're an empire. So we get -1 national unrest, we get plus 0.5 yearly legitimacy, minus 0.5 local autonomy change, or monthly autonomy change. And of course you've got to bear in mind that we also, well, that's partly for being the English monarchy as well. An extra diplomat, an extra leader without upkeep, a national focus cooldown -10. Really, really powerful. It's a shame we have that leader with a weak claim. But things aren't too bad all in all. Let's go ahead and look back on the religion. Let's go ahead and get the... Well, we don't quite have 100 yet. There we go. Now we do. So let's go ahead and get the one that gives us the manpower recovery speed, because we lost a lot of manpower there. And then we just sit on the other one until we have enough... more prestige. Sit on the other one until we have enough to get enough church power to change it, really. Let's go ahead and group you guys together. Do we want to consolidate? Not really. Let's sort of split you in half, though. And then you guys can come home, I suppose. We'll bring you down to Normandy. We'll let the auto transport do it. It'll probably screw it all up, but So what is our total development now then? We're already at the top rank. Can't see it on this screen. Never remember where it is. 1024. The 1024 development. 91 provinces and 48 non-overseas cores. So, if we have 48 non-overseas cores, most of the other cores that we have are probably colonial nations, so it must count colonial nations within it. Difficult to tell, but I'm really, really happy. This is one of the things that I wanted to do in this particular playthrough, is I wanted to get up to an empire rank, and we've managed to do that. We're not making a huge amount of money. We are still having to reinforce, but we can bring down our army maintenance slightly. Of course, everything will be a lot cheaper once we mothball the heavies down here, so let's group them up and mothball them. And that'll save us some money there, especially when we get up to the end of the next month. All of our ships are doing what they're supposed to be doing. I see I've got a free... Yeah, there we go, 41 ducats. I see we've got a free merchant. Not even sure where I should be sending that merchant at this point, because most of them seem a little bit pointless. I guess we could try and put a merchant down here. We do have important centres of trade. 4%, 11%, 48%. We can go ahead and just put one down here, and we'll transfer trade power. Augustus Leicester. There we go. So it does seem, well, you can actually force trade in two directions. So I guess we could force everything through here where we have 48% of the power, or we could force it down this way and then down and around Africa, because there's only one way out there. What power do we have here? Parliament has passed, gives us more trade efficiency. So where is it going to try and send it out? I think it'll probably try and send it this way, to be honest. Some more tariffs. How long is it going to take that guy to arrive? 37 days. We'll just wait for that before we end the video, because if I don't do it now, I'll completely forget where it's going to be. I think what we want to do is actually pass it south, because passing it through here, where we have very little control, to pass it through here, to pass it through here, to pass it down, seems a little bit pointless. We want to just pass it straight into this node, because it all goes out in one direction anyway. We've lost our military guy. They're all rank 3, so I think we'll just take the discipline guy, probably. Doesn't really matter, we're not at war. He should have arrived. And no, I want you to send it out to the south, because then that way it will all go directly into here, and then that most of it goes my way then. Yep, so we're transferring a little bit more. Rebel uprising, nothing terribly concerning. You're still at 100% liberty desire, which isn't really going away, but I guess maybe it was a problem because I'm not that events and province defections doesn't seem to be going down at all. So maybe we have to find a way to break that protectorate status and do some damage to them. We can't really do a lot to improve things with them. A little bit of a shame. But there we go. But anyway, that is it for this video. It has been a little bit longer than usual, but we managed to take some more land, and you know, Great Britain really is starting to expand as an empire. We definitely need to go and get the those guys docked up though. There we go. That's fantastic. Much happier with that. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you are still enjoying EU4 as Great Britain, and I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.